morning, first graders. It's Ms. Rhodes with today's writing lesson. Today's writing lesson is going to be about a new skill. It's a skill you can use in any subject: reading, writing, science, math, history, anything at all. You can use it when you're just talking about your family. The skill is compare. When you compare, you tell how two things are the same and how they are different. For example, let's say I wanted to compare Grandpa and Grandma. So I've made this little chart. It's called a Venn diagram. You might have used this in kindergarten. This blue circle is talking about Grandpa. The red circle is about Grandma. I'm going to have to think of something that is true about Grandpa that's not true about Grandma. This circle is for something that's only about Grandpa. I know Grandpa is bald, so I'll write the word bald. I don't have to write a whole sentence in my planning sheet. I can just think of my idea. Grandpa is bald, but Grandma isn't. Bald describes Grandpa. Now I can think of something about Grandma. Oh, she wears glasses. So I'm going to write has glasses. These are just my planning notes, not complete sentences. Something else. Oh, Grandpa gardens. I'm going to write gardens over here for something that's true about only Grandpa. Now Grandma, she likes to fish. So I'm going to write goes fishing. That is something that's true only about Grandma, but not Grandpa. Now in the middle, where the two circles overlap, this part in the middle is for what's true about both of them. Well, they both, Grandpa and Grandma, they both live in Washington, so I'll write Washington in my notes. And they also, they both babysit. They babysit me and my little brother. So the blue circle is things about Grandpa. The red circle is about Grandma. In the middle is things about both of them. I have compared to say things that are different and things that are the same about Grandpa and Grandma. Let's do another example. What if I wanted to compare soccer and baseball? So first, I have to think of something about soccer that doesn't work for baseball, or something about baseball that doesn't work for soccer, or I could just think of something true about both of them. Let's see. Oh, they're both sports, so I could start in the middle. They're both sports. Soccer and baseball are both sports. I wrote it in the middle. It's true for both of them. They both use a ball. They're sports that use a ball. Now soccer, you kick the ball, but you don't kick a baseball. So I can write kick the ball in my circle about soccer. In my circle about baseball, you don't kick the ball. Instead, you hit the ball. Those are differences. Oh, another difference I thought of. In baseball, there are bases and a bat. Soccer doesn't have those things. So I'm going to write bases and bat. The red circle only words are about baseball. The blue circle words are about soccer. Let me think of something else about soccer. Oh, it has a goal. That's the net that you hit the soccer ball into. So I'll write goal net. Baseball does not have that. That's just about soccer. So I have special things about soccer, things that are only true for baseball, and things true for both of them. Do you get the idea? That's how you compare. Today your writing is going to be comparing, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to compare. Today's on your writing, you're going to write in your journal to compare first grade at home, like we're having it now, and school last year when you were in kindergarten at the grade school. If you didn't go to Metamora, you could write about the school that you went to. So this first circle, I'm writing about school at home. I'm just planning. You don't have this planning sheet, but I'm showing you how I can plan, how I can think. School at home, And this other circle can be for school at MGS. Or if you went to another school, it could be that school. So in my blue circle, I have to think of ways that school is now, since we can't come to the school building, is different than ways school is when we can come to the building, like in kindergarten. So let me think. What's something that happens now? Now, I'm a teacher, so my ideas will be different than yours. You're going to come up with your own ideas. But one thing that's different now, since school is at home, is I have to videotape lessons, like this one. I've never done that before in my entire life. When children come to school, I don't have to do it. It's true only for school at home. So I'm going to write videotape lessons. And I'm just showing you how I plan. You can plan just by telling your mom or dad your ideas, or by jotting them on a piece of paper, or you can make your own circles. So this year, when school is at home, I have to videotape lessons. Now when school is in session, when children come into school, like last year, it's different. One thing that's different is I would sit by the children when they write. I can't do that now, can I? When you're writing, you're sitting with your mommy or daddy or another grown-up that's helping you. But when school is in session, when you get to come to the school building, then I get to sit with the children when they write. That's true about when we're in school, but it's not true now. Videotape is true now, but not when you come to school. Both times, whether you're in school or not in school, my job involves read-alouds. Right now I'm read aloud during a Zoom meeting or read aloud in a videotape, and last year I read aloud to children sitting on the rug. So I'm going to write in the middle, both of these times I read books out loud. That is true for both circles. So the blue circle, what I do when I have to teach when you're at home. The red circle, what I do when I get to teach children at school. And the middle, what I do whether you're at home or school. That's in the middle. Okay? So when I've planned it, I've got some ideas. And again, you can either make circles or tell mommy or daddy or make notes or not. But when you've got your idea, then you're going to want to get out your journal and start writing. This is just planning. I have to take these ideas and write them in my journal. I'm going to write a sentence to say how they're the same and different. So I can look here. I can either start with this, how it happens at school, home, how it happens at school, or both. I can do either way. I think I'll say, I'm going to start with at home. When kids, when kids are at's a word wall word, I have to spell that correctly. When kids are at home, that O says its name, makes the long sound, so I put a bossy E. When kids are at home for school, for is one of my pre-primer words, and school, I'll just give you that spelling, S-C-H, even though it's a k sound, ooh, two O's like in zoo. When kids are at home for school, I videotape, and there's A says its name, so I put a bossy E. I videotape lessons. Less. And that's my whole idea. I have a capital and a period and a whole idea. When kids are at home for school, I videotape lessons. That is true about when you're at home. Now I'm going to write something that's true for when you're at school. When kids are at, When kids are at school, and I'll spell school correctly. When kids are at school to learn, when kids are at school, I sit by. By rhymes with my. I bet it's by. I sit by children. Children. When kids are at school, I sit by children when, I'm using my sounds, when they, sounds like it rhymes with play, when they write. Right. Oh, I hear that long I sound. I'm adding a bossy E. When kids are at school, I sit by children when they write. That's true about when you're at school. That's something unique or special about that. Now I still need a third sentence to say what's true when they, for both groups, both at home and at school, I read books out loud. So I'm going to have both. Both, oh, that TH sound. Both times, I read, sounds like that E, like in C, long E sound. Both times I read books, and I can spell book because it rhymes with look, and I know that sight word. Look is L-O-O-K, so book is B-O-O-K. I read books, oh, I need an S. Both times I read books out loud. Loud. To kids. I'll check my sentence. Both times I read books out loud to kids. So this is my writing to compare when children are learning at school and children are learning at home. I wrote a sentence about when they're at home that's not true about when they're at school, a sentence for when they're at school but not for when they're learning from home, and a sentence about both. I'll read it again. When kids are at home for school, I videotape lessons. When kids are at school, I sit by children when they write. Both times, I read books out loud to kids. I'm done with my writing. I wrote some sentences to compare when children are learning at school, when children are learning at home, to tell how they're different and something the same. Do you see how to do that? That's what you're going to do today in your journal. You're going to get out your journal and you're going to write something that's true about you for when you are at school to learn, and something that is true for you when you are at home learning. So think of something that's special about learning at home, how it's different from when you were learning at school, and write a sentence. Then think of something that happened last year when you were in school in kindergarten, but doesn't happen this year. Write that sentence. And then you can write a sentence that says there's some things that are the same both ways you go to school. Whether you're at home or whether you're at school, there's lots of things that are the same. So think of some of those things and write the 3 sentences to tell me a way that is about home, a sentence about at school, and a sentence about both. This is your first try at comparing. I know your teachers will be happy to see what you think was it the same about both and special about being at home or being about school. Thank you very much.